Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Aftershow, found here only on the Monty and the Pharaoh channels. While we're on that subject, Monty and the Pharaoh can be found at 9 p.m. every Thursday on this YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitch, and now also on the Intuitive app. Let's put a link up to that. And they can also be found streaming on Spotify, Anchor Music, Apple Music, and more. If you're in the New York City area, they can be found. I believe it's on Cablevision 20. I'm not sure on the days. One of these days, I'm going to get that stuff down. And if Monty sends me the graphic, I'll put it up right now. If not, we'll get it up one of these days. So, but you guys gotta check them out. Chances are, if you're on my site or on my show, you check them out beforehand, and they're my lead up. So right now we're doing can shows at 10:30 every Thursday, but the goal is within the next month or so we're going to be going live. Can't wait for that. It should be fun. So first thing I have to do, I have to thank Mike and Jimmy for letting me put a show on their network. Dude, guys, it's been awesome. I really appreciate it. And the next thing I got to do is thank a few people. I got to thank the Monty and the Pharaoh chat room followers. They're awesome. They came over and they've been checking me out. You know, it's Luce and John and Phil and Kim and Maria, RJ. Oh, everyone. Guys, thank you. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you guys want to do. And once we go live, I'd love to have some of you guys on the show too. This will be fun because we'll be able to discuss what happened on the Monty and the Pharaoh show on that day. It's going to be an exciting time. So I got to also send thanks out and to all the Facebook people who keep supporting me. You know, my friends Kim and Jaffe and Buzz and my cousin Kathy, and I mean there's a bunch of you guys. I know I'm missing a lot of people, but that's who's popping into my head right now. Thank you. You know, this is gonna hopefully keep growing, and we'll go from there. So. Unfortunately, I got to say that Chris Lee is not going to be joining me on the after show. He's chosen to do some other endeavors, and I wish you well on those, Chris. Thank you. So let's get into some wrestling news. So, unfortunately, I heard that Superstar Billy Graham is not doing too well, and there's actually a GoFundMe page up for him. When I was a kid, Superstar Billy Graham was going through that hip surgery, and at that point, he seemed like he was ancient, and that was, I believe, that was 1987, 88. He had done a comeback in the WWF at that point, and he at that point. I mean, honestly, I thought he was like in his 60s at that point, but the reality was he was only a few years older than Hogan. But he just didn't age well because of the steroids. The anabolic steroids before the modern times were really, really bad for you, and his body did not hold up. Hogan's lucky in that, yes, he's having issues now, but with the stuff those guys messed with back then, he's one of the luckier ones. Superstar Billy Graham really has paid the price on that, and between the different diseases and bone issues that he's had to endure, I do feel for the man. So, but there's a GoFundMe out there. I don't have the information for that, but Superstar was a really, really cool dude when he came back in with his tie-dyed attitude in the 80s, and then I had done my research and found out that he was a former world champion, and learned a little bit more about him and watched some of his older matches and realized that Hogan really modeled himself after him, and really Jesse Ventura too. So it's sad, but Well, next thing I wanted to talk about is I heard that Vince McMahon was back in the backstage at Raw this week in the gorilla position. from what I keep reading everywhere, where I read it was on Wrestling Inc. But there's a it's up on most of the dirt sheets out there that Vince was in the position. He thanked people, he shook hands with people. He didn't really give any direction or anything, but if he's in the gorilla position, I think he has some influence over creative. However, I'd love for him to be just like the old Gorilla Monsoon role back there, where he was just giving them a pep talk just before they went through the curtain, and maybe a little console as they come back through, but really having nothing to do with creative on its own. So, but I got to take a quick break here, and we will be back in just a minute, and we're going to go over SmackDown and its lead up into WrestleMania. We'll be right back.
The Monty and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah. And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB.
And we are back. Thank you guys for hanging on, and let's get into this full-scale WrestleMania push that we're in. We are on the countdown to WrestleMania, guys, and I'm not sure what to think of the show, but we'll decide that over the next couple weeks as the full card comes into play. But we're learning more and more every day what is going to happen. So, first thing we had was Cody and Roman on SmackDown this week was Cody and Roman coming out, and then they had that great promo, and honestly, I think it was a kind of a cool thing for them to end in a handshake on that, because it kind of shows that mutual respect, and it should be a great match. I think they're going to tear the house down. Can't wait for it. Don't know really what to expect yet, but we'll kind of figure that out in the next couple weeks. The handshake was pretty cool. So next thing that happened was we had that Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan with Dominic. I know Jimmy Farrow is really high on Dominic and how he's evolving. I think he's a very good comical character, but we'll see. I want to talk a little bit about him in a minute. Nothing important, but just there's a funny TikTok out there about him. So Rhea and Liv Morgan, those girls have chemistry together. They keep tearing it down. From the Elimination Chamber to this Raw, those women put on a good show. Wow. Thank you, women. Thank you, girls. You guys show what the women's division really has the potential to be. And Rhea, I cannot wait to see you and Charlotte tear the house down at WrestleMania. Way to go. Thank you, guys. Gals. Thank you, gals. So, next thing we had that Dominic Mysterio Santos Escobar whatever match. Basically, the way I feel about this is let's just make the Mysterio's match already. It's kind of cheesy using all these other people just to lead up to the match. Listen, get it done. We know what's going to happen. I'm not really enjoying the way you guys are leading up to it, but let's just, book it. Let's go. Whoever, book it. What do we got next? We have the Intercontinental title debacle crap. So, let's be realistic. LA Knight is not winning the Intercontinental title. Kofi Kingston, no. Xavier Woods, no. So, let's see. We've got, who's going to face Gunther? Is it going to be McIntyre, Sheamus, Karrion Kross? It's going to be one of those three, but okay. Let's just get it. Let's get on with it. Let's just figure out where it's going. it's not really making much sense. All of a sudden, guys that are best of friends one week, then all of a sudden you're betraying me and stabbing me in the back. No, let's not. Let's say Sheamus and McIntyre. Yeah, you both are going to go after the same belts. That doesn't mean you guys can't still be together as champions. Doesn't mean you immediately have to have animosity between you. Faces can face faces. Heels can face heels. This is 2023. This isn't the 80s. So, as great as the women's match that took place early in the show was between Liv and Rhea, well, we had the opposite take place later in the show when we had Shayna and Tegan. There was no chemistry there. That match just didn't look right. It didn't fall together right. And that's all I can really say about it. I do enjoy. I think Shayna Baszler has the potential to really be a great competitor, and Tegan in the future too. But that didn't really work well. Next you have, so what I'm going to say is, for everything I'm going to for Raw and SmackDown, I'm going to have something I'm going to say, whatever next. And I'm going to have one segment or match that I can say that to, and it's going to be this one on SmackDown, and I'll have another one on Raw. So this was Lashley and Wyatt and Bray Wyatt. I don't have any further comment. Whatever. Next. So then we get into the Solo Zayn match. Good match. Really, really enjoyed it. But the reality was it was the only purpose of it was to push towards WrestleMania, and I think that it's going to end up being an Owens-Zayn match. Owens-Zayn versus the Usos match, and there's going to be some swerve in it where somebody is going to turn on somebody that's unexpected. I don't know which way it's going to go. Is it going to be Zayn turning on Owens and showing his ultimate loyalty to Roman Reigns, or is it going to be, Jay betraying the brother or his brother Jimmy, and them, then going to be main event Jay, which he's well capable of going back to and being a single superstar, and maybe it's time for that. So overall, what am I going to say about SmackDown? Yeah, it was okay. Basically it was really just pushing towards WrestleMania. There were only 4 matches and a lot of segments. It was good. I mean, did I enjoy SmackDown? Yes, I enjoyed it. I watched it. I really wish there were more wrestling content, even if it were not as good of quality, but to get more matches in and saving the better quality matches for the pay-per-views. So, what do you guys think out there? You guys let me know. But right now, we got to take a quick break, and we will be right back. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to ESO on the Aftershow. Before I get into Raw and the thoughts on that, I wanted to send a thanks out to my friends at Pop's Trophies for this awesome mug. Here, check this out. It's got me on that side and them on this side. I helped them with that graphic and in return, I got this amazing cup. I really appreciate you guys. Let's get into Raw. I'm going to try and get through this quick, guys, but Raw there's a lot to go over. A little bit of a campy opening, but you know what I did like? I really did appreciate that we had a match within the first few minutes with Solo and Owens, and it was a really good Owens. It was a great match. It's almost like they were going back to the formula of the 90s and the 80s, where you led with a great match. Like they brought the Rockers in and put them up going first to get that crowd going. They definitely were. Overall, it was a good match. It was, I guess, Solo's first loss, but whatever. It did its job. What did we get next? We had Bianca and Carmella. You know what? I gotta say, Carmella's doing better than I thought. I really did enjoy that. That really wasn't. It was a good match. Not great. It wasn't. It wasn't what Rhea and Liv did on SmackDown, but it was a good match. I really enjoyed that. Now we get into the MVP of the WWE, in my opinion, The Miz. How great was that segment? Wow. Seth took it over. The crowd kept it going. It was hilarious. I know the time limit was over, and Logan even got involved trying to stop the chants going, but they were going, whoa, with Seth's thing. It was great. The Miz comedy part was great. It's what these wrestling segments should look like. Reminded me of the Bobby the Brain stuff with Mean Gene and Gorilla Monsoon. Yeah, looking back at the stuff, it was campy, but it was great. It told a great story. It was fun. It was entertaining. All of the above. Whoa. I'm not going to say it was Logan's strongest interview, but he still did the job. And overall, the segment was well done. And Seth selling at the end. Come on. Wow. What superstar did that? If Roddy Piper did that back at WrestleMania 1, he would have been a world champion one day, but we all know how that story ended up. Logan, you came across as a great heel. Great job. You did your job. Wow, I love to hate you on that. That was awesome. So, like I said earlier with Raw, I have one segment for each show that I'm going to say, never mind whatever. That's this one, which was the almost Dolph squash thing. Whatever. Let's not even talk about it. I don't want to. Whatever. He's facing Lesnar at WrestleMania. Okay, then we had that Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano match. Mr. Wrestling's weekly match before his wife's involvement in the thing. Whatever. I hate to say it, but this was, even though that last one was the whatever that I didn't want to talk about, this was what I'm going to call my bathroom break. I really can't say that because I have to talk a little bit about it, because then Edge comes out and, interferes and blah, 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 blah. Edge. Please retire, Edge! Get the hell off of my TV! I'm done with you. I don't want to see you. You are of no entertainment value to me. Goodbye. So I would have loved to use my never mind on that segment, but unfortunately the almost stuff was even worse. So that's why I used it at that point. So now we get to where my gripe was last week. Okay. So Piper Liv, whatever her name is, last week went over. Lost to Candice LeRae, which made no sense. Now this week, all of a sudden, she's a badass again and defeats Nikki Cross? This makes no effing sense. Why? What's wrong with booking these women strong? What's wrong with booking these women in an actual storyline? I do not get what creative thinks sometimes. Oh my gosh. That was horrible. How about, here's my idea. Let's get rid of Piper and Oh, what was that? And let's get rid of Tegan. Maybe and combine the angles and have something that's good with great women wrestlers going. Sorry for my rant. But that was stupid. Piper goes up, Piper goes down, Piper goes up. What's she going to do next week? Is she going to lose to the... Oh, Mae Young's hand? I have no idea. Whatever. Oh, next part was probably one of the highs of the night. That Cena Theory interaction. That was awesome. Those guys did a great job. Way to go. The only part that made zero sense was why Cody Rhodes got involved at the end. But I really am looking forward to that match. Obviously, Cena can't... If he's going to win, he's got to win in a weird way where the title doesn't change hands, because he, at this point, can't take the title. He's got too many acting obligations out there. But if he lets Theory go over him, what a rub for Theory, and way to go, Theory. You look awesome, man. You really have stepped up to the plate. Let's push this guy to the moon. Let's go, man. I'm behind Theory. So what was next? Oh, we had Gable and Corbin was next, and I'm glad that Gable didn't have to freaking job out again. But again, didn't really make much sense. Blah, 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 blah. Corbin's wants to be part of the Maximum Male Model. Blah, blah. I don't know. Whatever. Again, this is just a way to get another angle into WrestleMania. But I got to say, as much as I really love Gable as a wrestler, and Corbin is amazing in his own right, the two of them something just didn't quite mesh last night. I don't know if anybody else felt that way, but something seemed off. Next thing that I have to talk about, Trish Stratus. Trish, you look amazing. Wow. I cannot wait to see you back in the ring. Wow. I cannot believe that woman is 45 years old. She looks like she's like 28. I really would love to see her have teamed up with Becky, because she just seems that little bit more athletic. And I think she would come across as a better tag team champion. I'm sorry, Lita. I do respect what you have brought to the game, and the match that you and Trish had back in the day. Wow. But I'd rather see Trish in that role. So next we had the Sami Zayn Jimmy Uso match. Well, it was okay. It was a good match. It's really just pushing it's pushing towards a Sami and Kevin versus the Usos match at WrestleMania, where there's going to be some new swerve where it's going to be either Sami ultimately siding with Roman or Jay becoming the breakout superstar that he can be as main event Jay. He definitely could do that. I'd like to see that. But it was really just it was about pushing the angles, and it wasn't a bad show. It was good. I really think, even though there was more that happened on Raw, I think I like the SmackDown a little. SmackDown came across a little bit better, but on SmackDown I would like to see more matches and more of this talent involved. So I would say I like SmackDown better, but Raw presented more talent. Overall, I don't know what to expect with WrestleMania. It looks like we're probably going to get like 5-6 matches on each night, and I would say Rhea's probably going to win a title. I'm not sure if Cody's going to get the title. And I don't think Theory's going to lose his title. I'm not sure about Gunther. Maybe the Usos? It's going to be interesting what happens out there. But I got to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're gonna close it down, just discussing a little bit about some of the cool new shows that we have on the Monty and the Pharaoh Network. I'll talk to you in a second.
Jimmy, I got to take a dump. What? No, I mean I need a dumpster.
Well, for all those needs, you need to call Big V Dumpster Rental, Long Island, New York, 631-900-DUMP.
Sir?
Ah.
Manscaped?
Uh-huh.
Have you tried the new equipment that's been sent?
I'm afraid because it says Weed Whacker. I'm scared.
Maven, Manscaped, what are you thinking about
Love it.
Manscaped, dude?
Love it.
What do you use it for?
Necessity. What don't I use it for? Put it this way. The only hair I have on my entire body is these eyebrows.
Yeah.
That you see. These caterpillars racing to the middle of my nose. That's it.
That is it.
That's all I have. And that's all I want.
That's the
So Manscaped is a
You-
must.
We were talking before the show. There's nothing worse than just hair.
Yeah.
Right? Hair on a woman, hair on a man. It's just bad.
Absolutely. And it's the one thing that the older I get, it starts growing more in unwanted areas.
Absolutely.
I hate it.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Just going to go out there.
Oh, boy.
Go for it.
You're doing a deed.
Yes.
Again, I don't want you to have to admit this because we, as men, we try not to admit this. But if you're going to
Oh,
go
I
do
know
the deed
where-
on a woman,
I know where
would you
he's
rather
going.
have her be hairless or a little hair, racing stripe, or
Racing stripe.
full retro bush?
Racing
Well,
stripe.
Retro Bush is out.
Yes, thank you.
Retro Bush is out.
Yeah.
I don't mind a small, well manicured landing strip. Every now and then, if it's completely, and I'm talking like baby's ass bald, then I start. Where is that pedophilia line? I don't want to
Wow.
wander into that.
That's
thought
very
of it like
interesting.
that.
I never thought about that. You're a
Wow.
smart dude. Holy shit.
So if the landing strip is clean enough for the plane to go in smoothly, you're cool with that?
If the landing strip has, like I said, well manicured,
Yeah,
you can see both sides. It's not
Like blinking lights on both sides of that
I
landing?
just don't. I don't want. I don't want the shrubbery going off into unwanted areas on that as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Oh, look
but-
what you found. Ooh.
I got to be all honest though. Hey, the older I get though, I don't think I can be as
I found
have
it!
you ever gone down there and she slowly brings down the underwear, then
What is
retro? Just,
absolutely.
You're like, whoa.
Wow,
Yeah, I'm
like
46,
it
of
pops
course.
out?
Do you like walk out or what do you do?
No, I muster through. I muster up the courage to get
He's
through.
a trooper. He's a trooper. Gotta give him an A.
Yeah, not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah,
There you go.
I hear you.
There you
Listen,
go.
I couldn't
Super
say.
Bush.
I couldn't say. Well, if you have the same beliefs as Maven, does Manscaped could help you?
Absolutely.
The weed whacker.
Absolutely.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I may have to, go in a room, close the door, and hang out with the weed whacker for a little while.
Yeah, I think you're a retro guy, aren't you?
I like 70s adult films, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
But
only
with that,
Ron
we're going to take a
Jeremy,
quick
Batman.
commercial break, and we'll be
Anyway.
back with this wrestling icon, Maven.
We will see you in a drop kick second.
Drop kick.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the After Show, found here only on the Monty and the Pharaoh channels. I want to give a special shout out to our newest show on the channel. It is called SOB Sports Network, and it's hosted by Mike and Paul, better known as Minotaur and PN News. Now, I had a chance to watch that quickly tonight before I did the show, and those guys put on quite a show. There were obviously some technical difficulties. It was the first one. It's always tough. I'm running into it myself, and I'm going to get better, especially when I go live. Can't wait. I'm going to have somebody on the board, somebody switching cameras, and I'm going to have some people to interview. It's going to be pretty cool. And being able to interact with the chat. I cannot wait to be interacting live with everybody. Well, we can do that now, and I am, but to interact on camera live with everybody and bring it into the show and make this something better than what it is now. So awesome. But hey, Mike and Paul, welcome to the channel. Check out SOB Sports Network. And on that note, I think I'm going to go tap out for the night, and we will see you next week. And in the honor of my friend Jimmy Farrow, later.